All right, wow, we're already set to go here, so I'm just gonna toss it right on over to the runners. Let's go with Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Who is this guy? Can you introduce this man to us?
I don't know.
Ferdinand von Ager.
Ager?
I am Ferdinand von Ayer.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Hi, this is Fire Emblem Three Houses. Why don't we all introduce ourselves on the couch? This is Claris.
Hi.
This is Lucina. I'm Kirbymastah. This is Jelly Toast.
I'm Jello.
Jelloknifee. I know someone else named Jelly Toast, so.
And I'm sunnymuffin.
Yeah, and yeah.
All right, so this is a house bid war. So until I select the house about 3 minutes into the run, you still have time to donate and choose which house you want. So I'll go ahead and get started. Let's advance through these menus. I'll be doing normal mode, classic, so my units will stick on forever. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo! So right off the bat, we're going to be thrown straight into the first battle, the prologue. Well, actually, no, I lied. We have to customize our main character, Byleth, and we have the naming incentive for Byleth coming up.
Yes, so I need to know, what's the name?
Oh, you know it's Von Iger.
Von Iger.
Von Iger.
Von Iger.
Wait, who is he?
Wait, who is he? I mean, who is she?
I think she is Byleth von Iyer.
That works. Byleth Von Iger.
Birthday was 1/9, correct?
January 9th, that's correct.
I think that's Rhea's birthday. So none of us like Rhea.
She's all right.
She's okay. And we just have female Byleth set because female is cooler. So.
Yes, much cooler.
Now we're being thrown into the first battle, which is basically a tutorial battle. Right off the bat, Claris is going to be setting up some options to go as fast as possible, including skipping enemy phase, turning off animations, and so on.
Yep.
So you're going to see a lot of killing something and then a lot of enemies just disappearing. Shoutouts to Folded Winds.
Stay focused.
So right off the bat, Claris is using Byleth's combat art, Wrath Strike, which is a pretty powerful combat art with a sword that is strong enough for Byleth to one-shot most of the units on this map, outside of the boss. And the boss is in the upper right corner, and the objective of this map is to defeat the boss. So Claris is going to try to avoid as much combat as possible while moving Byleth to the upper right corner.
And being the prologue, this mission is fairly easy. Basically just going to take Byleth all the way up to the boss and go ahead and take out the boss from there. Leaving the 3 house leaders behind because Byleth doesn't need them right now.
Yeah, so here you can see that enemy phases get skipped. They're just a black screen and you don't see what's happening.
Hey.
Oh, yes, that was amazing
Do we have the
level.
posters?
Oh no, we forgot the posters.
It's not a big deal.
Okay, it's okay. I don't think we need them.
And so Byleth just died. The end.
Yep, time. World record, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Byleth's first level up, and every time you gain enough experience to gain a level, every stat of the unit has a chance to gain a point. The important stats that we're looking for are strength and speed. Strength is the most important stat, which is important for hitting certain thresholds to defeat bosses. And Byleth has a base growth of 45%, meaning with each level up, she has a 45% chance of gaining a point in strength. Speed is also the other really important stat, which is needed to double attack units, which also has a 45% growth.
Yeah, so a majority of the RNG in this run is going to come down to those growths. We have 2 main characters going to be used throughout basically any of the 3 houses runs. And getting good growths on those characters is very important to being able to do the fastest strats possible.
So during the loading screens, Byleth is actually motion controlled. So you can see Claris jumping with Byleth.
You can press B to jump too. Very important speed tech right there.
That was an optimal load screen.
All right, so Monastery. So Claris is going to be doing as much of the Monastery stuff as possible, zoomed in and pointing at the floor, making it like a GoldenEye speedrun, because it reduces lag.
Yeah, this game is very laggy.
That's putting it very lightly. Like, it already lagged right there.
Yeah.
Okay, the first boss of the run coming up, the door after
I
Edelgard.
hope you've had a chance.
This door
This door,
take
it's gonna load?
forever.
Oh! Yes!
It opened!
Sometimes you can literally just sit there for 15 seconds waiting for that door to open.
So yeah, we have our first mission here. We just have to talk to the 3 lords.
Okay, so the choice of house is about to come up.
Golden deer. Golden deer.
Golden deer. Golden deer.
I must
Goals. Black.
Silver snow.
So,
So what's the cutoff? What's the bid war at for the three houses?
Well, with a major lead now, it's Claude and the Golden Deer.
say they are.
No.
They,
Oh, I.
let in we will.
Hey, Claude.
Ferdinand von Ayer.
We'll see him in the run. Don't worry.
We already have Von Ayer in the run.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't need
All right.
two.
Well, since they won,
Well, we have Claude right here. Welcome to the Fire Emblem Three Houses box art done live. Might as well call this the box arts done live marathon. Oh, you're actually gonna do this upside down. Cool.
This is new tech.
Yeah, this is very new tech. We didn't know about this.
Yeah.
World record. Nice.
Upside down %.
Oh. All right, so this is kind of the tutorial segment of the game.
I can't play like that.
Good effort.
So yeah, we have a few mandatory quests we have to do. In this case, we just have to talk to Claude and then ignore everything he says. I'm sorry, John. We can end the weekend right now, but we do want to run towards the greenhouse to unlock it as a warp point, which will be important a few months from now to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, and again, having to look down, because that saves like a second just looking down at the floor to avoid the lag.
And that adds up over time in the speedrun.
So here's chapter 1. Do you want to explain auto battle?
Yeah, so auto battling is a mechanic that was introduced in the 3D some of the portable DS and 3DS Fire Emblems. Basically, you let the AI move all of your unused units for you. And in this chapter, Claris is going to be abusing the charge command, which basically tells all of the unused units to just attack whatever they can. And if there's nothing in range, just move forward. And having the AI move stuff for you behind a black screen is, surprise, a lot faster than moving them yourself. Auto battling's not going to be used that much in the run. It's just going to be very prominent in this chapter because we have a lot of units to move throughout. Because we don't have a bot that can just one-round everything yet. We have to use a group of units to take care of them.
Focused.
So this is a route chapter, the first of a few route chapters.
Level up.
And strength.
Good.
Nice.
Ooh, yes.
Let's get to
Oh,
it.
what?
This
Wrong.
might be my limit.
No, it's not.
So something very important here is I need Lysithia
Ready and willing.
to get 1 point of magic in this chapter because she needs to reach 12.
I think her magic goes to 60%, and she gets 2 chances at it. So if she doesn't get the 60% growth either time, then I think you just have to try again.
I have to redo the chapter if she doesn't get magic in one of these 2 levels.
Yeah, it would be quite unlucky for that to happen, but
I do this.
it does very well happen every now and then.
Oh,
Magic?
magic?
Yay! First breakpoint of the run then.
Fun fact, the majority of the students in this game are programmed to always gain 2 stats at minimum per level. So Lysithia probably got like the minimum level there.
But every other stat other than magic, we don't need at all.
For her, yeah. Everyone's favorite boss music. Oh, rip.
And it's over.
We're gonna hear it a lot more, don't worry. Oh, here we go.
Oh, and Aelogard died.
Another-
Whoa, that
that's
strength
awesome.
is so good.
That's 3 out of 3 strength. That's really good.
Yeah, it has a 45% chance of
45%
going up
right
each
now.
level. So I got that 3 times in a row. I want her to wait because otherwise she will die on enemy phase, and I don't want that to happen.
So yeah, we are running this. Go ahead.
Did I just crit? Or
You probably did. I think you did.
okay, well that saved the turn.
Is your experience gonna be okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So that's chapter 1.
Woo! Yeah. We didn't talk about the difficulty settings in this game, but normal mode is the easiest difficulty because it's fast, and we're running on it because it's fastest and most reliable. And then classic mode is one of 2 difficulty modes, classic and casual. Casual difficulty is where if a unit dies, then they aren't dead permanently. They come back to the next map. Whereas in classic mode, if a unit dies, they are dead forever. There are a few maps where where it's an exception in classic difficulty. The chapter we just did is one such exception because it's a mock battle. We run this on classic mode because, unfortunately, it is faster to get rid of most of your students permanently.
Yeah, so if you were watching this run to see all the students,
I have bad
I'm
news
not
for you.
sorry.
So if you're a fan of any Golden Deer unit not named Claude or Lysithea, yeah, you kind of don't want to look at the next chapter. Well, actually, no, the auxiliary battle's fine. There's a chapter coming up afterwards.
Okay, very important thing here.
This category is now with paid DLC using the glasses.
Yes. I just gotta make her as cute as possible. It's very important for the route.
Making Von Eye as cute as possible. I concur.
So this entire section this month is basically devoted to tutorial sections. So we have a couple of required quests that we have to do in the monastery, and then the game is going to kind of just show you a little bit on training wheels, the various options that you can do in each week.
I think every month after this, you're able to just skip to the end, but this month is the only month where you have to do something every week.
All right, so this is our first instructional session. I hope don't miss it, because this is the first and only time you're going to see it. Claris is going to be setting up some goals for some units to learn. She said claw to bows.
They're wrong. They are very wrong.
They are wrong. Lysithea to faith, so she gets as much faith as possible. Lysithea for faith is very important because she needs to hit B faith to learn warp, which is a very important skill to learn.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're just going to set all of the instructional sessions to auto-instruct because that's way faster than doing it manually. So this is the first and only mandatory auxiliary battle. Auxiliary battles are kind of generic grinding battles, but this is, again, the tutorial section, so the game's forcing you to do it, which is kind of nice in this case because it's a nice opportunity for us to get a lot of experience in Byleth.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is buy a steel sword and a shield to purposely weigh Byleth down. If you can explain.
Yeah, so basically every weapon or piece of equipment has a weight stat, and basically the higher the weight of a weapon or equipment, the more speed you lose from it. You can mitigate it somewhat by having a higher strength stat, but in this case, we want Byleth to have as low speed as possible to engage in as many rounds of combat as possible so she gets more experience. Because if she just one-rounds everything instead of taking 2 rounds per unit, she gets a lot less experience.
Yeah, this is the first route divergence between the 3 houses. Basically, the entire game up to time skip is the same maps, but due to the cast of characters and the various things that you can do, you're going to see the divergence happen. So this is only done in Golden Deer because it's the only category you need to get experience on Byleth by a certain point.
That's her first non-strength up.
No, it's her second.
Oh, second, okay. The threshold we need to hit in the long run is level 15 by, I think, the end of the 3rd chapter.
End
of chapter 4.
Yeah, okay. Because we need to be level 15 to recruit a certain unit.
Yeah, Golden Deer has the tightest early game. It has the most requirements. You have to have X by X in order to do the fastest possible strategy.
Hey, nice.
Speed's looking kind of iffy, though.
Yeah, her speed's pretty bad, unfortunately. Hopefully it improves.
Yeah, I think we can squeeze in a quick donation because I think we have a bit of downtime, so go for it.
Are there any donations?
Sure, I've got some donations. I got some donations here for you. I've got a $10 donation from Winston the Penguin that says, "Thank you for all the runners to help kill cancer. Donating to the Golden Deer House because Hilda, Hilda, Hilda."
I'm getting all sweaty from this couch.
Yeah. Also, greetings from Minnesota.
This speed is really bad. That's only 2 speed and 9 levels.
Oh, you win some, you lose some. Claris does have some backups in case, but we kind of don't want to rely on that.
Yeah. It'll hopefully be fine, though.
As with all games, just get good RNG and you're fine.
Yes. On instruct. Congratulations. Speed stack right there.
Best professor.
Okay, so now I'm forced to do a seminar. I'm going to do Manuela's seminar, which gets both sword experience for Byleth and faith experience for Lysithea, which is very important.
Again, faith is needed on Lysithea to have her learn warp. Sword experience is also nice on Byleth for her to be able to certify an intermediate mercenary class later on, which requires sword rank. Yeah, the actual chapter 2 is coming up.
And here I'm going to reclass into mercenary because she totally wasn't already a mercenary.
So yeah, in order to certify a class, you need to have a certain level threshold. In this case, level 10 for the intermediate classes. And in the case of the mercenary, you also need C swords to have a 100% chance of passing it. And when you reclass into a mercenary, Byleth gets a minor boost in strength and speed. Her growths also get a minor boost. I think it's plus 10% strength, roughly. 5%.
It's plus 5% to both strength and speed.
Okay, that's very nice. It's 5% doesn't sound like much, but we want every bit we need. Most importantly, she gets 5 move instead of 4, and movement is probably the most important stat in the speedrun, honestly.
So this level is kind of why Byleth is the best teacher ever. So we are currently sending all of the students into the battle in the Red Canyon and purposely unequipping them. Why would we do a thing like that?
It's very important training.
It's for the sake of speed.
So Claris does unequip Byleth there. Those 2 enemies that are coming down the bridge do get manipulated by Byleth having no weapon on. They decide to go around.
Hilda!
So yeah, everyone dies at the end.
Do you want to talk about the map goals, Kirby?
What?
The map goal? What is the mission goal?
Oh yeah, the mission is to defeat boss speed!
Okay, I needed that speed really badly.
Yeah, you did. So the boss is Costas, who is in the upper area of the map. Claris is kind of moving slowly up there because she's sort of bottlenecked by when her students die, because she wants all of her students besides Claude to die as soon as possible. Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
also wants experience as
And-
well, because she
yeah.
has to hit level 15 by a certain point.
What?
found
So
it.
now I have to just...
So, a couple extra students, they decided to take a while to die.
So Byleth is also using a weapon type called Gauntlets. Gauntlets are kind of a weapon type introduced in this game. They automatically have the Brave effect. And in this
Okay,
game,
very important part here.
Wait, oh yeah, there is a very important part. I'll explain that later.
Thanks to the efforts of Von Iyer, all of your allies' motivation increased. All 2 of them.
That includes our couch, apparently. But yeah, when a weapon has a Brave effect, that means you attack twice per attack when you initiate a round in combat. And Gauntlets are really weak, but since our Byleth isn't strong enough to really snowball with an actual real better weapon, Gauntlets are a nice way for her to deal a lot of damage at one range, if needed. And she just used Gauntlets on Costas, the boss.
Yeah, and it's really important to get all of the students that you aren't going to be using just killed off in the second chapter, because then they're not going to be instructed during the instruct section.
There's a lot of reasons, because you don't want to see them instructed or watch a lot of time-wasting dialogue of them learning stuff. You don't want them to ask you lecture questions, because that costs a lot of time. You don't want them to ask you goal questions either, which costs a lot of time.
You don't want their birthday pop-ups, which cost time.
Yes, and we also want we don't want to have to manually undeploy them every single map, which costs time.
No, let me explore, please.
Apparently, did you think there was still upside down mode? Yeah, so this is like the last mandatory tutorial quest we're gonna do. Although there are a few other quests we're gonna do later on. We're doing Yuritsa's quest, which is the Battalion Guild. Yuritsa? Yuritsa, okay, sorry.
Chiratsa.
So we just unlocked the Battalion Guild, and that's very important. We're gonna be buying the most overpowered battalion in the game, Theros Holy Monks. Battalions are kind of like a secondary piece of equipment, where they give you various stat bonuses, and they also allow you to use an ability called a Gambit. And Gambits are determined by the battalion you have equipped. In the case of the Theros Holy Monks, they have Stride, which you'll see soon what it does.
So there is an annoying bug here. I can skip to the mission to the 30th, but instead I'm going to skip to the 29th. Because if I skip to the 30th, that's a Monday, there is a bug where you do not get weapon experience from the lessons from the week before. So the week of the 23rd would not give Lysithia any faith experience, which means she would lose out on 48.
Faith experience,
Yeah.
and that's a lot.
Yeah, and the faith experience routing for this is super, super tight. We have to get B faith right before chapter 5.
Yeah, so I gotta make sure to stop there and not skip too far ahead.
All right, so this is the first chapter with Fog of War. We're gonna see
And-
0 more chapters
Yeah,
with them
it's
afterwards.
also the last chapter with Fog.
Exactly. So yeah, Fog of War. Your own units can only see 2 tiles ahead of them. You can't see enemy units outside your range. That's all there is to it, really. There is a unit that if you defeat the unit, that lifts the fog, and we have to kill that unit because otherwise the boss of this map will not spawn. So Claris is gonna solo this map with Bios, blitz the Dark Mage that lifts the fog when you defeat him, so that we can get Lord Olato, the boss, to spawn.
Yeah, this mission is like low-key one of the big run killers when you're grinding out this category. To be able to do this mission fast, get the amount of XP you need, and to not have Byleth die is something that doesn't happen every run. There are some strats to back it up, but they do cost time. So Claris is going through and killing off the Dark Mage, and then all of these units are going to come attack Byleth, which is very important because we got to get to that level 15. So this chapter is one of the last real big grind sections before we need to get that level.
Another scary part is that some of the enemies, if you pay close attention, some of the enemy units have like a green Triforce icon. That means they have a battalion equipped, and battalions can also offer offensive gambits. When an offensive gambit lands on a target, that target becomes rattled, meaning they cannot move during their next turn, and they lose all the stat bonuses from their current gambit battalion. Speed.
Speed.
Good level.
So yeah, Byleth is going to be facing a few chances of an offensive gambit hitting her, and we do not want her to get hit because that just costs time. So here we go, 2 chances, and...
That one doesn't actually matter because I have to stay here anyway.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
But now they
Catherine
went
got
after
rattled.
Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine.
And
Speed?
Von Iyer just crit, so.
All right. So level 14 right there, that's the benchmark that you're really looking for going into chapter 4.
Yes, so I'll get a guaranteed level next chapter. So I did get, I am going to get to my requirement of 15.
Von Eyes requirement of 15, the noble standard.
It's required for all legitimate children of the Iyer family. So I think we have time for donations right now.
Yeah, at this point, we're just going to be seeing loading screens and calendar skips because we're past the tutorial segment. So donations time.
You got it. I've got $10 here from Aeon Frodo that says, hey, Claris and gang, good luck on the run, and let's land all the critical hits on Cancer.
Woo!
Woo.
I have a $350 donation here from Integrity that says, hello from Serene's Forest. We figured the Fire Emblem fan community should donate while our beloved franchise is on the international stage. So we held a little donation pool and put our wallets together to chip in. Good luck, and we just hope everyone has fun competing. Please put the donation to the runner's choice. I have...
Try singing really loudly.
Yeah, I'm feeling really tired. How do I stay awake on this couch? Could you answer that question for me, Professor?
Okay, very important to give Claude flowers there.
Happy birthday, Claude. Happy birthday.
So yeah, already at the mission. No exploring, no any of that.
So we're going to see the first of many uses of Stride in this chapter. So Claris is going to be doing a setup on turn 1 so that she can move Byleth to skip across half the map on the second turn.
Yep.
Because what Stride does is every unit that hit by Stride within 2 tiles of the target will get +5 move for that 1 turn. And Byleth has 5 move right now, so for 1 turn, she's going to have 10 move.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Doesn't sound like a huge deal since it's only 1 turn, but once we start combining that with other tools we get, it's really broken.
Stay focused.
Yeah, so there is lots of subtle speed tech that is going on. Those of you that are have played this game casually, you might have noticed when you were going to go attack an enemy, you walk up to the enemy and you click attack, and you have to select your weapon, select combat art, go through that. You can actually target onto the enemy that you want to hit and select between your weapons and your various combat arts using different controls. Another thing is Claris is also holding down the Y button while after selecting a character, moving the cursor. That causes it to go much faster. She's also panning the camera down to a 90-degree angle, which is a lag reduction strat.
Well, it's a lag reduction strat on some chapters, and then after using it on some chapters, I'm just used to doing it.
Hey, Catherine, you're late.
What I like is that there's an enemy archer just standing down with them down there.
That poor archer. Doesn't stand a chance against Catherine.
No, they're totally on Catherine's side. All right, so this month, I am going to explore again because I'm going to go recruit Catherine. Catherine requires Catherine requires Von Iyer to be level 15, and so I just got to level 15, so I will be able to recruit her, and she will be very useful in the next few chapters.
Catherine is what some people like to call sort of a pre-promoted unit, which is still kind of true in this case. She comes in as an advanced class swordmaster at level 9, I think, with absurd stats, and she comes with the Thunder Brand, which is a very powerful sword with the Brave effect. You can imagine how powerful that can get.
If you can explain what the Brave effect is?
Yeah, and if you don't remember what the Brave effect is, you attack twice per attack when you initiate a round of combat. So in Catherine's case,
Just
since,
got warp, very important.
there we go. In Catherine's case, since she's really fast and will double almost everything, she'll quadruple attack any round of combat she initiates.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you explore this month, there is a mandatory quest, so I'm going to have to go visit
I have
Gerald.
something.
I have something to ask of you.
Yeah, so in this
I
monastery,
think he might have had something to ask of me.
Nah.
So I actually warped further away from my destination. I didn't warp to like the entrance area because that means this area loads faster.
Wait, I thought Lysithea learned warp, not you.
Well done. You have my thanks.
doors in the monastery are notorious for taking forever to load. So by going all the way to the left side of the monastery and then running across, Claris avoids that entire loading section, and it just makes this section much, much faster.
Yeah, so by hitting level 15, Claris was able to recruit Catherine there, and she'll be promptly used.
Yeah, so this is a chapter where we have to have Lysithea learn warp by this point. And warp, if it's not self-explanatory already, allows Lysithea to warp a target to a tile farther away. Lysithea's warp range is kind of not great at the moment, but this is where the 1 point of magic she got way earlier was really important because...
It's actually next chapter that's important.
Next chapter?
But, yeah. This chapter still works with 2 range. But
Oh, yeah, it does work
next
with
chapter
2 range.
needs 3.
But yes, every 4 points of magic gives you +1 warp range. So with 12 magic, Lysithea will have 3 warp range, counting from the tile she's on. This chapter, she only needs 2 warp range, but the chapter afterwards, she'll need 3.
And this strategy that Claris is going to be using is completely unique to the Golden Deer. Lysithea is the earliest unit that learns warp, so the other houses have to do a completely different strategy, going all the way around this giant tower, and it just takes absolutely forever. So you guys get to see the
Magic!
fastest one.
Totally important.
We're also looking for strength
And
up
then
here on
he
Catherine.
just dies.
Strength?
She gets 2 more levels, so...
So this is the first boss of the run. So bosses have multiple tiles, and you can break the various tiles that they are. So you're going to see Catherine attack this lizard here, and now that tile is it's like half broken. So Byleth is going to finish off that tile, and now bonus damage can be done to that completely broken tile. A couple of strategies here. This is super important to unequip Claude. So if Claude is equipped, he's going to double the enemies and they're going to attack him twice. If that happens, Claude dies. But with unequipping that weapon, Claude is 100% safe right there. He's only getting attacked by 2 guys, and nothing bad can happen to him.
On top of that, we also don't want Claude to get any experience whatsoever at the moment. We want to keep him at level 1 before the time skip. That is extremely important. And we will get into why by the time it becomes part 2.
Yeah, so that is normally a very long, annoying chapter, and warp just goes, nope. Now, this cutscene is unskippable because if you have Sylvain, then you're able to get the Lance of Ruin here. I do not have Sylvain, but they still don't let you skip it, which is really annoying.
Yeah, there's really not too many unskippable cutscenes here, but you can just mash through all the text boxes, and then it's pretty quick.
The game has like a little feature where you can hold the B button to auto skip text, but it's actually just way faster to just mash B and A.
Yeah.
So.
And now Flame is kidnapped. Oh no.
Oh no.
So we should explore and rescue her sooner, right?
Yeah, probably.
Good idea.
I think we need to make a beeline and go save Flame.
Save and flame. Yeah, I think.
I think we'll just skip to the end.
I think you get something from Sedit if you actually rescue Flame like on an earlier weekend or something.
Yeah, you get an item that increases charm.
Oh, okay. Which isn't bad, but we don't care about charm in the speedrun for the most part, so.
Probably have time for like a donation or 2 right now.
Sure thing. I've got a $50 donation from Magical Grill that says, Fire Emblem is my favorite series of all time, ever since Roy was my boy back in Smash Brothers. So excited to see 3 houses being run at AGDQ. I'll throw in another $25 if the whole couch shouts, I am Ferdinand von Ayer.
We got this? On the count of 3? 3. Oh, we want everyone in the back to say.
I am Ferdinand von Ayer.
3, 2, 1.
I am Ferdinand von Ayer.
Woo!
That's great, guys.
The legitimate son of the Ayer family.
Wait, could you repeat who you are again? I missed it.
I've got a $500 donation here from Sean D.
Woo!
It just says, Fear the deer.
All right, so
Yeah.
This chapter, you're supposed to either kill every enemy or defeat the Death Knight.
Leave it to me.
You can see which one I'm choosing to do here.
Free warp range. Hi, Catherine.
Crush them all.
And mission.
Congratulations. Strength. I don't think it matters at this point, but
No.
hey, it looks cool.
Yep.
Yet another completely golden deer only strat.
Yeah, the blue lions don't actually have a warp user. The black eagles do, who is Linhardt, but he learns warp at A, which takes way longer. So Lestat is really the best unit that learns warp really quickly.
Yeah. So the trade-off for having a really tight early game route is that extra speed that you do get in those early chapters.
I can eat that.
Yeah, it's important to choose the worst answers here because it saves time. So you do not want them to like you.
Easy way to remember it, second option each time.
So this coming month is the most fun chapter in the game.
So yeah, this chapter is a mock battle, the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, and it's basically a mock war or whatever between all three houses, where you fight all the students along some generic enemies of the other two houses. So meaning we're going to be fighting Dimitri and Edelgard's houses.
We will also be fighting.
Ferdinand von Ayer.
So this is one mission that kind of breaks the rule, though, of the classic game mode. So in this mission, if you have your students die, they're not permanently dead because it is a mock battle.
And this is a route mission, so we actually have to kill every last one of them. Exactly. Even though it's a mock battle. But in the end, there's like a ton of enemies in the bottom area that kind of fight each other. We want them to kill each other as much as possible, so Byleth will don't have to kill as many.
No, I'm not buying you flowers.
Looks like
Yeah, this mission is the other notorious run killer of the first half of this run. There's a lot of RNG involved. The other two houses basically... Yeah, randomness. They basically start off in the opposite corners of the map from where you are, and their units will engage before you can get to them. So depending on how the attacks then shake out between those two, you might have a giant army coming down, barreling down at Byleth, or you might have just a few piecemeal units.
Like sometimes you might just see like Ingrid just kind of wipe out half the map by herself because she's Ingrid.
Yeah, there are some
that happen way too many
truly
times.
terrifying units in this battle.
All right, so first of all, Catherine has to say goodbye to her Thunderbrand. It's mine now.
Thanks.
We really like Thunderbrand. It's nice.
come back.
All right, let's go. So yeah, Edelgard and the Black Eagles units are in the bottom right corner. Demetrius is in the bottom right corner.
focused.
Did I say bottom right, bottom right? I meant bottom left for Black Eagles, bottom right for
Press
Blue
away.
Lions. We also just got Flame for free. Flame is a really nice support unit. She is a healer, which saves Byleth on turns, because that means she doesn't have to heal herself. Flame can do some nice chip damage if necessary, and most notably, Flame also has a personal skill, which is Lily's Poise. And that personal skill reduces the amount of damage of all adjacent units by 3, which provides Byleth some nice bulk, as long as Flame is next to Byleth.
Yeah. And this mission goes differently basically every time.
That was not the right weapon to have equipped, but oh.
It works out. Did you move Flawed?
Nope.
So this is Divine Pulse. You are able to rewind
Divine Pulse! Yeah, so Divine Pulse is a very handy feature for speedrunning because it allows you to undo mistakes like that without having to redo the entire chapter.
Stay focused.
And on top of that, it also allows you to like re-roll the RNG to get different sets of RNs. RN being random numbers in case something goes wrong. Goodbye, Ferdinand von Ayer. We'll see you later.
What?
Oh.
That's okay.
Okay, I thought someone went north, which really scared me.
Oh, hi, Ash. Bye.
Yeah, so in this mission, if Claude or Byleth dies, you lose. So Claris had to move Claude up there to make sure to get him out of harm's way, and then Byleth is going to be the one soloing the rest of the map.
Is that 11 defense? It's kind of meh, I think.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so this wouldn't be a bad time to go over the stats really quickly. Strength and speed are obviously the most important. HP, defense, and resistance, they increase. They basically let Byleth take more hits. Dexterity and luck are other stats that allow increased Byleth's crit rate and hit rates, which are just nice for reliability. They're all nice to have, but they aren't anywhere near as important as strength and speed.
Yeah, so this is scary because there are
Defense, at least.
a lot of Golden Deer coming at me right now. Not Golden Deer.
Yeah, the two scariest Blue Line units, Ingrid and not Dimitri,
Dedu.
Dedu. Ingrid's just a ridiculously powerful unit because she's very fast and mobile. Dudu just doesn't die to anything, and he also has gambits. All of these units have gambits, battalions, so they're all gonna spam gambits on Byleth, and hopefully Byleth won't get rattled.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so Byleth's dead. Byleth's totally dead.
Oh,
Byleth
she
is
survived!
That was fun.
So yeah, Claris tried to use a gambit on those group of units because when you're rattled, you can't use gambits either. But unfortunately, she missed that gambit, so that is just very unfortunate.
Yeah. So when using Divine Pulse to back up, if you make the same exact actions, you're going to get the same outcome.
Right.
So by switching up what Byleth is doing in these intermediate turns, you're going to start getting different outcomes. So now that miss could potentially turn into a hit.
Oh.
Should have healed again.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That matters.
Yeah.
Oh.
One charge left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where a lot of the improvisation comes into this speed.
Stay focused.
Like being able to kind of think on the fly and figure out what the most advantageous scenario is really just kind of the big aspect to speedrunning this game.
Do you have any concoctions? No.
You don't get concoction
Yeah,
until
right.
part 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
They should have all ran out with the gambits by now, so
All
we
right.
should be good
Yeah,
to go.
this looks good.
Yeah, okay, we're fine now. Whew.
Tense moment.
Hey, good level.
Strength. We good to go. Well, it's not over yet because we still have to pop Dimitri, who doesn't move, but
Yeah, so Byleth gets to take a nice long trek, or long.
because
route
unfortunately
on the field.
Dimitri does not move unless there's a unit in his range, so kind of have to just go out of our way to reach him.
Yeah, and Dimitri does have two range attack, which is weaker than his actual melee attack. So Claris is only going to just move into his range to ensure to not get that full melee attack, because Dimitri could very well just one-shot Byleth.
Dimitri would probably also use a gambit at one range.
Yeah, he would.
So. Oh, yeah. So we have a special guest ready to join us on commentary through the call. His name is Joe Zija. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, and he is the voice actor of Claude. Of the
Von
House
Regan.
Von Regan.
That's the golden deer for you.
All right, since
I see the best house won the bidding war.
yes,
It did indeed.
your propaganda
I
worked.
have to disagree on that.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we can take a second to introduce ourselves again. This is Claris, the runner.
Hey, Claris.
I'm kirbymastah. I'm the guy who's been. Yep.
Yeah.
This is jelloknifee.
Jello.
Jello. Just call him Jello.
And I'm sunnymuffin. I also speedrun this game.
And we are all people who like
Awesome.
run the game and love this game to death. And I really appreciate all the work that you've put in. You've done a fantastic job,
Well,
and we love
yeah,
the
I
voice
appreciate what you guys are doing. This is an awesome cause. I'm glad you decided this to run this game. It's a heck of a game to run.
acting. It's really fun. It's gonna blaze through.
Yeah, and I have to
What are
say
you
the
finding the
voice
most
acting
difficult part of going fast?
Routing at first.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
figuring out everything you need to do, because it's a lot to keep in mind and a lot of things to piece together.
Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting segue into low turn count challenges, because like you would think the fastest way to beat a chapter or to run is to beat each chapter in the lowest amount of turns. But in a speed run, your restriction is time, not turns. And there's a lot. We used to have like a lot of strats early on where we would 2-turn or 3-turn a lot of chapters with these complicated setups, but it turns out to be faster just to keep it simple and take like 7 or 8 turns instead.
Yeah, that's
So, like,
awesome.
There's a lot of like changes we had to adapt with that.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you guys are doing great so far. This is I don't think I've ever seen a game played this fast. Although like you're skipping all of my work, which is I guess that's okay.
We celebrated your birthday, so
Yeah, we did
I
buy
heard that.
yeah,
flowers.
for it.
Happy birthday.
it costed 200 gold. So you owe us that much for the charity. I'm joking.
That's true. So you did you buy, well, I guess you didn't take Claude to tea, you just bought him flowers.
Yeah, I don't think tea was available at the time. Was it?
Yeah, I wasn't able to take him out to tea yet, unfortunately.
We might be able to in part 2. So at this point, have you finished the game yet? I believe you have. I believe you were
I'm
streaming
like
it.
60 hours in. Yeah, I'm
Stay
streaming it on
focused.
my channel. We're about 60 hours in. I think we're just about to hit the time skip.
Sounds like a 3 Houses playthrough. 60 hours.
Yeah,
My
it
first
really
one took
is.
80 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome game.
All of my first playthroughs of each house took 80 hours, and now I'm being it in an hour and a half. So
Well,
Yeah, I
you
don't
got
think
the experience.
I don't think you want to look at how many hours you put in on our profiles in this game. It's a little embarrassing. especially for Claris.
That's not embarrassing.
I think it's a point of pride.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to see.
Yeah, so about the map, this is a defeat boss chapter. Yeah, there's a boss that just used to be a green unit, but he just turns into a red unit on turn 2, and we just have to run up to him and bop him. Don't worry, though. We're going to have Claude show himself off in a few chapters from now. Probably in like 10 to 15 minutes.
I saw who was upside down on the couch. I thought that was pretty awesome. That's the only real way to play Claude.
Yes, for sure.
When we were taking a group photo on the back couch, I tried to put on an eye patch to look like Dimitri. We had Sunny Muffin light on upside down. Unfortunately, the eye patch doesn't fit, so...
Well, that's all right.
We won't be
tried.
killing every last one.
Nope, we'll not be killing every last one of them.
So do you want to ask him any questions?
Yeah, random question that we came up with. What was your favorite line to voice act in this game?
You know, it was funny, like, things didn't become my favorite thing until after the game came out and I saw what resonated with people. But the one with me and Marianne where I said something about, like, my ancestors are cursed, therefore I'm cursed.
I love
really ended
that
up
line.
being, like, everyone really liked that one, and that became one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I think you were, like,
Lysithia.
Pretending to be Marianne's voice. As
Yeah,
well.
I do a couple of bad character impressions throughout the game,
Yeah,
which is
we
fun.
can tell.
Those weren't like scripted. It was just kind of like we just kind of came up with them in the booth.
Because I think a lot of us watched your video with trying also voice acting Sedith for fun, like trading your voice acting roles.
Oh
with Sedith for
yeah,
video.
me and Mark. I had Mark on my stream, and usually when I have a guest on my stream, we'll have a scene and we'll trade each other's voices. So I did it with Allegra Clark, who's the voice of Dorothea, and Shamir as well, and it gets pretty funny.
Right, so about the run really quickly, we're making another visit to Monastery for an optional but really important quest, which is to set up a dancer. So what we need to select a student to be the dancer, and we need a minimum of 14 charm to be guaranteed to win the dancing competition. We're gonna make a quick detour here first to recruit. Wait, are we recruiting anyone? No,
no.
okay, I'm thinking of a different house.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go straight to the cathedral to have Flame be our dancer because she has like 14 or 15 base charm, and she'll be very ecstatic to be a dancer. Dancers are kind of traditional in Fire Emblem. They allow another unit to move again, and that is very broken. It is even more broken in this game when you start combining it with tools like Warp and Stride. Imagine moving a 10-move Byleth once and doing it twice in the same turn.
So basically just kind of checking off the boxes. You got Warp, you got Stride, now we're getting Dancer, and now the chapter is going to start getting really, really fast.
Golden
You guys
Deer.
are making me feel embarrassed about how long it takes me to play this game.
We played this game way too many times. It's pretty normal.
Yeah.
You guys know every nook and cranny. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like
In
something-
order to play it this fast, you need to play it really slow a lot of times.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, we got to do.
I think the dude's gonna win.
I think he's gonna win too. We have a fourth contestant right here. Begin.
Nice.
That's all, folks.
Claris, I could see your sparkles. I could see your sparkles.
Three of you were fantastic.
All four of you are fantastic. There's a
Yeah.
typo there.
I vote for the blue. You are the most.
Yes.
So if you select Dudu as a dancer, I've done a playthrough where I had Dudu as a dancer for the meme, and like if he wins, he's like, "Is this a joke? Are you serious?"
Each dancer also gets a unique outfit, which is very important.
Yeah, especially on Dudu or Hubert. It's pretty funny. Cutscenes, oh. Who are getting married this playthrough? Oh, hey, Claude.
There he is.
Joe, this might be short notice, but you and I are kind of...
She hasn't
Well,
prepared a
no.
ring for you, so we're not exactly compatible.
We'll get there. There's always New Game Plus, right?
I think 40 minutes to build a relationship might be a bit too short. All right, so about the next map coming up, this is another route chapter, which again is to defeat all the units on the map. In this map, we have 4 monsters we have to defeat. The monsters will automatically default to green students, which are kind of NPCs that you wanted to not die, but some of them are just not going to move or attack you if you cross a certain aggro line. And we want them to attack Byleth instead of moving away from us. Yeah, we class changed playing into Dancer, and then now we're going to see the power of, well, dancing.
So there is like an invisible line that you have to cross in order for the top right lizard to not go off to Canada. So you want to keep that lizard in the middle to make sure to be able to complete the map as fast as possible.
Ready and willing.
We heard one of your lions right there.
Yeah, that was it.
Stay focused.
That's all I needed. I feel satisfied.
Let us away.
And as a
Oh my
reminder,
god, my chat gets so mad at me if I don't use gambits on these beasts. They get so mad.
Well, watch me not use any gambits whatsoever.
And that's so satisfying for me to watch right now. I can't even tell you.
Unfortunately, the gambit animation is too slow, and we like to
it's a little
back.
slower, yeah, so we
Yeah.
kind of want to avoid gambits if possible.
It's awesome.
Don't worry, we will be using a gambit with Claude later on. A gambit.
Yeah, Claude is very, very useful in part 2.
Like, he will be taking over the run. in
yeah,
part two.
like-
There's a reason why we've been keeping him at level 1 here. Which, if you didn't know, it's really important for us to keep Claude at level 1 for reasons related to the time skip mechanics.
And even without her
I did not know
Thunderbrand,
that.
Catherine is still very, very good and can take out the lizard by herself.
Is that it?
I think that's nice.
Yep.
So, as a bonus, we get an energy drop for keeping all the green screens alive. The energy drop is a permanent stat booster that increases a unit's strength stat by +2. Thankfully, this bio's been doing pretty darn well on strength.
No,
so-
cutscene just happened.
Nope, no one died.
Nope.
That's alive. But yeah, so since our Byleth is doing really well in strength, we can save that energy drop for Claude in case he decides not to cooperate with us. And if he doesn't, then we can blame our guest.
Yes. You are
I
fully
accept
responsible for his strength and speed stats, I will have you know.
I accept that responsibility.
All right, so I think we have a little bit of downtime here. So do you have anything you'd like to ask us really quickly while we wait for the next chapter?
Yeah, like, what inspired you? Like, so how long did it take you to learn the route to make this go so fast? You talked about it before, like it had to go slow to go fast. What, did you like take notes? And I've never speedrun a game before.
Yeah, there is a lot of note taking. It's very much a collaborative effort. Like, there are a lot of people that have worked together to try to figure out the fastest ways. And then basically we just iterate on it over and over and over, get it a little bit faster each time. Until we get to the strats you see now, which have had so much work put into them.
Like at the start, our other two guests, Jello and Sunny, were some of the people who pioneered the initial routes, and then Claris came in a few weeks later and started destroying this game again.
Nice. So how many playthroughs do you say it took you to get here?
I've played this game for 1,000 hours or so.
All right.
My main profile has about 700 hours, I think, but I have like 500 profiles with speedrun-related things.
That's commitment.
I
That's
don't
awesome.
want to talk about it. This is too embarrassing.
It's okay. There's no judgment here. This is a safe place for everybody.
I have to say, the voice acting has really elevated the game so much.
Oh, thanks. The cast is great, and the casting was done. The direction was fantastic. Patrick Seitz was the director, and he was really, really good.
Let us away.
So
This
how much
is like-
context do you know before you like have to voice a line, basically? Like, do you know how much of the context of the line, or do you know like?
He was pretty good. He was pretty good about telling me what was going on. Sometimes things were out of sequence, so he had to kind of give me some background. But for the most part, everything was in sequence, and because the whole game was voiced, right? Every line is voiced. I could always see what was going on around it. A lot of games I'm in, not every line is voiced, so sometimes I'm just coming into cutscenes with like no real idea of what happened. Not so in this case.
That's really awesome.
That is pretty cool.
It was a real cool experience, very unique experience in voice acting in general, this game.
This chapter is not going very well because this is a defeat boss chapter.
Let us away.
We have to defeat Kranya, who is extremely dodgy. She gets +30 avoid if you attack her at range, and takes less damage if you attack her adjacent to her. And unfortunately, with how the RNG works,
Oh no, oh no. Lysithia is dead.
Nope. So that was a 44 displayed hit rate, I think. So this is a good time to segue into how hit rates work in this game.
Stay focused.
So the majority of Fire Emblem games go off of what's called a 2RN system, or 2 random numbers. So when the game tells you there's a 44% chance of landing a hit, the game's lying. What it does is it takes two random numbers and takes their average and compares them to the number. Just the short explanation is that if a hit rate is higher than 50, the actual hit rate is higher than what the game tells you. And if the hit rate is below 50, the actual hit rate is lower than what's displayed. So in the case of 44, the actual hit rate is roughly like 35. In this case, the hit rate's around 674, 84, 70. Stop it.
So you see Claris here checking a lot of different options of combinations of attacks.
Good option.
Potentially kill Kron.
The best option.
And sometimes you just gotta exit out and reload your autosave and try again, because you might just, the RNG be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Kranya is probably the single hardest enemy to kill in the entire
And keep in mind, this is normal difficulty.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to her dexterity, but it must be pretty bad this run, which is unfortunate.
Dexterity is a slept-on stat. Again, each point of dexterity gives you +1 hit, and it adds up.
You guys just passed me where I am in my stream, and I've been streaming since September. So
Leave it to me.
this is the battle I was on tonight.
Oh, fancy.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Ready and willing.
it's okay. I think I have a good idea of what happens in the game. You guys don't have to
It's
worry
not
about
like you've
spoiling
voiced a
anything.
lot of them already, right?
Yeah.
44? Oh, nope. Yeah, again, 44 is probably like 40 or 35 hit. So Claris right here is using Divine Pulse to burn a few of the bad random numbers with like Scythia, so that we can get some rerolled RNs for this hit here.
You're a
There we go.
All right.
Nice. That's it.
That's it.
So, and this map is unique because this is still turn 1, or turn 2. So when we come out of this cutscene, all of your units are refreshed, but they still have the buffs that last a certain number of turns. So they all still maintain their stride, which is super important for the second half.
It could get rough.
Here, have a warp.
Yeah,
Oh, this
so-
is exactly what I did.
I think a lot of Pathfinder players
100%.
did this too, actually. Crit. Oh. Speed?
Oh, 15 dexterity.
That's horrible.
Good at all.
horrible.
Like what? You should have like mid-20s at this point, right? Low 20s?
Yeah, that. What happened?
Don't sleep on
Did
dexterity.
you name your Byleth Von Iyer?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Her name is Byleth Von Iyer.
We're
Thanks
all-
for the
we're all
donations, by
Von
the
Iyer.
way.
Yeah, it was a donation sent for her name, so we have to.
Oh, beautiful. Fire Emblem fans come through.
Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, 8 characters is the maximum, so we can only squeeze in Von Iyer as one word, but I think it's close enough.
Yeah.
That's good. We get the point.
It shows that she is the legitimate daughter of the Iyer family, and that's all you need
Yeah.
to know.
That's all you need to know. And now with new hair.
Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah, she went Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so she just got a new upgraded Sword of the Creator, which went from 7 might to 15. And also she got a personal skill that just arbitrarily lets her do 2 more damage. Which, cool.
On top of that, I think it went from 9 weight to 7 weight, so
Yeah.
that means Byleth loses 2 less speed from using this Sublime Heaven Sword or whatever it's called. On top of that, Byleth also got her own class, the Enlightened one, which is a pretty decent class. It's 6 move. It's kind of a magic-based infantry class that also uses swords. It's basically Mortal Savant, but actually really good. We're kind of nearing the part of the run where Byleth is going to be the most important unit because we're coming close to the end of part 1.
Yeah.
But she's still going to be contributing throughout part 2 as an Enlightened one. Okay.
So here we're gonna fight the Flame Emperor. It's completely unknown who that is. We really don't know at all.
So
No
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, maybe Joe can help us with that. Because
I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to spoil things, right? I keep making jokes about it on my stream, and then people get really mad. So, like I keep saying who it is in like the middle of a sentence, and people will be like, "Joe, stop it!"
It's okay. We'll find out here very quickly.
And that's good.
We'll play the line too, I think, right?
It,
I think there's like a really short reveal line. Don't remember off the top of my head.
yeah, that step took me a while because I was having trouble keeping the 3 different houses apart.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of minor differences even with the same chapters between the three routes, and it's really hard to just kind of remember which ones you're doing when you kind of have to stay on top of all 3 in a bid war like this.
Yeah, it is very
So yeah,
impressive,
you were prepared to do all of them, right?
Right.
That's awesome.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, it definitely took a lot of preparation to be able to do that.
Yeah, this is defeat boss chapter, so we kind of have to attack the flame member. And she's kind of up a ledge, so we can't just run up the ledge, but thankfully we have warp, so we can just stride up Lysithea and Byleth, move them up towards the ledge, warp Byleth up, and then bonk the flame member.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, there's also some setup that's going to be used for basically the remainder of the run. So Catherine is now the dedicated strider because Claude is going to see some more combat now. And we want to give Claude an actual offensive-oriented gambit as opposed to just the utility gambit of stride.
So, the end has come.
Oh, you Scooby-Dooter.
Is this some sick joke? The Flame Emperor is actually Edelgard?
Is this some kind of twisted joke?
I am utterly shocked.
Yeah, so are we. We've never played this game before.
Yeah, I've never seen that cutscene before. Nope.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I did play this game one time before I came up here today. So I did already know.
Thank you for not spoiling.
You're welcome.
Yep, so now your chat knows that you know about the twist, so now they can't complain.
Yeah, that's it. They'll still complain. That's what chat's for.
Yeah, so I think we've been talking a lot, but I think it's a good time to squeeze in like 1 or 2 quick donations before the next map.
Yeah.
Oh, have I got some for you here. I have a $500 donation from Kiwi137.
Dang!
Kiwi says, hi, GDQ. This donation goes to setting the Fire Emblem main character's birthday to today, my friend Addie's birthday. I'll donate another $50 if everyone in the crowd wishes Addie a happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Addie.
Happy birthday.
That's
Addie.
awesome. Thank you so much.
And one more should do.
Sure thing. I've got a $25 donation here from Good Boy Borfo that says, my wife and I poured over 160 hours into Three Houses all throughout the summer and fall. Joe, we loved your voice acting throughout every playthrough. Claude and the Golden Deer were our favorites. It is so exciting to hear you supporting GDQ and joining Claris on the couch on this amazing run. Thanks to all the runners and staff for making GDQ amazing and joining forces for beating cancer for good.
Thank you for the donation. Fear the deer.
Again, we thank you very much, Joe, for being willing to come on, and this has been really fun
Of course,
so far.
this is awesome.
So now would be a good time to explain the auto leveling.
Yeah, so there's a reason why we've been keeping Claude at level 1 and really, really weak. Because the time skip is coming up, and basically...
There's a time skip?
Yeah. Oh, crap. Sorry.
Spoilers.
But yeah, on maddening and hard difficulty, every unit gets a specific number of levels, but in normal difficulty, any unit below level 20 will get auto-level to level 20. Which is important, because in Claude's case, he's gonna automatically be certified into the Wyvern Master class. And then that means his stats will be bumped up to the base stats of the Wyvern Master, which gives him like, what, 17 speed at level 1, or like 16 strength at level 1? Something absurd.
Yeah, so since that was not the right space. Since he gets bumped up, he will gain 6 strength and 11 speed at level 1, and then get 19 more levels.
As a Wyvern Master.
Report.
So yeah, he's gonna get really busted. So it's pretty common to see Claude join you as a level 20 unit with like 30 strength, 30 speed. Yeah.
More than 30 speed. It's
more. Yeah, it's pretty common. And that's why from here on out, after the time skip, Claude is going to be taking over the rest of the run.
Also, he's kind of sort of a flyer that specializes in bows.
Yeah, if you've been watching Fire Emblem speedruns, you might be wondering, why aren't there any flyers right now? Well, that's about to change. I mean, partially because like flyers take a really long time to raise because you have to have like a specific flying rank, and it just takes time to do that. So, but thankfully we have Claude as a free flyer.
Yeah, so every route
that
is done, it kind of abuses this time skip mechanic. The Lord is generally going to be your carry character throughout the second half of the run, just due to the bonkers stats that they get from that auto level.
And in the case of Edelgard and Dimitri, we set their goals to axe and flying so that they can become a Wyvern Rider because Wyverns are broken. But Claude doesn't have to do that, so, because he's broken.
He's got the chin strap beard. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always loved it.
Yeah, Claude has a number of things that make him just absolutely broken. He has close counter, which enables him to attack with a bow from right next to him. He also has pass, which enables him to move through other units without taking a movement penalty.
He also gets plus 20% experience from his personal skill, I think, which he starts with, actually.
Yeah.
He has bow fair as part of his class, which lets him deal plus 5 damage with bows. He has 7 move right now, 8 later on, and he flies. Yeah, he's going to be pretty broken.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely
I didn't realize how OP
strongest.
he was.
Strategy.
So I will trade right here. I use Fail Not to reach 3 spaces, but now I do not want to use that weapon up. So I'm
that is horrible strength.
Oh.
Joe, what have you done?
It's because you benched me. You kept me level 1. This is your fault.
It was all part of the training montage.
Yeah, that's what we needed. We needed a training montage. Claude needs to do push-ups.
Right, so we're going to be seeing another Gambit. Claude also comes with his own really broken Gambit battalion, which it uses Ashes and Dust. It is a 2 to 3 range Gambit that hits every unit within 2 spaces of the target. So all that group cluster of units you see to the right of Claude, they're all going to get rattled because it's broken.
Yeah, I think it hits a total of, what, 13 squares?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, yeah. 13 squares.
Wow.
Yeah, and this mission is like where the rest of your class is kind of coming back. You're getting all your other units in, and Claude is just so crazy. We're going to finish it before we see any of them.
Yeah. So one thing to note about this boss, where he spawns is random, whether he spawns from the top door or the bottom door. Thankfully, since we have Claude, we don't care. So,
Yeah, Claris also dismounts there, because Claude, while he's bonkers, he is still a flyer, and archers will eat him alive.
he probably wouldn't die anyways because he's so darn dodgy, but still, best to play it safe. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is the first time we've had this mounting feature in this game, which is really broken in this game because you can dismount and do whatever you want, or mount and do whatever you want, and there isn't really much of a penalty.
So you saw Claude just totally dominate everything. That's,
The rest of the run,
yeah, basically.
even with
Good to
only
know.
4 strength.
Hopefully it gets better.
You have an energy drop, worst case, I guess, which helps.
The worst case is I have to get the DLC item that gives you +3 strength.
Let's hope we don't have to
Yeah.
resort to that. So yeah, time skip.
I have never seen Claude with this bad strength before.
Well,
I've seen him with
I
like
did what I
34
could, you know?
strength.
Like, that's... I show up and it all goes to crap.
Yeah, we just blame you, so chat has
Yeah,
all the rights to blame you.
I accept it. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
The crowd
Love you
loves you.
too!
But we definitely love like all the involvement that you voice actors have with the community, and also all the hilarious memes you have. Status Stays is like one of my
well.
favorites.
What was one of your favorites?
Status Stays, like there's like a montage
Oh,
of Status
yeah.
saying hilarious things, like Edelgard setting Flame's Minecraft castle to fire or something like that. It's great.
The students are doing this thing called dabbing.
Happy birthday, Von Iyer.
Happy birthday, Von Iyer.
Happy birthday!
We got a letter from Claude. All right, so this upcoming chapter is really interesting. So it's kind of a pseudo-defend chapter where there's a few blue tiles you have to defend, and if an enemy unit reaches those tiles, it's game over. The actual objective of the map is to rout, which is, again, to defeat every enemy unit on the map. This map is pretty big, so we don't want to do that. But thankfully, with a little gimmick, and if we do like a side objective escort mission, then and set the whole city on fire, and then move in front of the boss, then the objective changes into defeat the commander, which is way faster.
Yeah.
So we're going to be setting the whole city on fire.
I'm sorry, did you guys just say you were going to set a whole city on fire?
Yes. It's your
strategy.
idea.
Okay, well, I mean... As long as there's no lawyers around, I guess that's fine.
I don't think there are lawyers exist in this universe,
Yeah.
so it's probably
No
fine.
laws of armed conflict in Garrick Mach.
Yeah, like kind of a nice little history thing is that we used to do something really fancy with like striding a unit to have a green unit move to the bottom right corner because that's kind of an escort mission in this map, or using warp to get a green unit down more quickly. And that actually saves quite a few turns, but it turns out to be faster to just use Claude and Bias and no one else.
Yeah, again, just part of that, keep it simple. That is a lot of like the little optimizations that Claris has made to kind of grind that time down as low as possible.
Noble Sedith. And this is also just kind of a shopping trip to prep for the rest of part 2. Did you know? Is that the one?
No, I think that's the one.
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks a bunch.
Come again.
Aren't all of them the one when you really think about it?
Report.
I think they're all the one.
At the ready.
Well, gotta tell your friends. Strength.
All right.
Yes. There we go.
And speed.
So yeah, Claude. He's just gonna kind of wipe out half the map right here because he's Claude. And then Byleth, on the other hand, is going to be on the right side, escorting a green unit to the bottom right corner. Oh, did you know Claude's Immortal Corpse Battalion also gives like +8 attack when it's capped and like 15 avoid? Something like that. It's absurd. Claude's going to be a complete dodge tank and never get hit by anything.
What's my strategy?
You guys are playing on normal or hard?
This is normal difficulty.
Yeah. Normal is faster, so we are doing normal.
Oh, yeah.
But we are doing classic and not casual.
Ah, gotcha. I'm not even that brave.
You have any questions?
I have a quick question, Joe.
Shoot.
How close to Claude's character do you think you are in real life?
I think it was a pretty good casting. Yeah, Claude and I share a lot. I don't take a whole lot seriously, and we both went to military academies, so there's that. And yeah, just always ready for to joke, even in inappropriate situations.
Such as when talking to Marianne, right?
Yeah, such as when talking to Marianne.
Strength.
Probably don't enjoy lighting towns on fire, though, right?
So if you're really...
What was it?
You probably don't enjoy lighting towns on fire, right?
Well, no, that's where we do not share in common. I'm not much of an arsonist.
Oh.
So you don't share much in common with Rhea either.
No, me and Rhea, do not share a lot. I rag on Rhea all the time in my stream, all the time. In fact, what's the Pokemon that looks like a pile of trash, like a green pile of trash?
Carpador, I think. Carpador. Rubbish.
Yeah, I named her Rhea in my Pokemon.
I can tell we have a lot of Rhea fans in the crowd.
I heard some reactions back there.
She's okay, I guess.
I didn't hear that.
Someone said she's okay, I guess.
Yeah, she's okay, I guess. Someone in Twitch chat just said, "My town is burned, so I'm burned." That's great.
So if you're always the joyful, joking type, then how difficult was it for you to voice line your death quote? I mean, never mind, spoilers.
Oh man, that was one of my favorite lines. It's such a great line because of who he is and all the things that he wants to do with his life. And it's cool to that was just a great line.
It was really great, really good line.
Yeah,
it really hits you hard.
That's one of my favorite lines in the game as well as, "Hey, what are those big things?"
Yeah.
What are those big things?
I have to let that play out later in the run.
Yeah, but we'll let it play out.
So who's your favorite character other than Claude?
Hopefully.
Well, we're this'll help.
That's a hard one. I'm a big fan of Hilda in general. Just like
Hilda.
Like, at first, I was like, screw this girl who keeps making other people do her work. But I don't know. Like I use her in battle all the time. She just melts through people.
That sounds like Hilda.
Yeah, she's brutal and awesome. It's great. I don't know. There's so many to like. I like Ignatz a lot too. He's just so pure. Yeah.
Who's in your main party in your playthrough then?
I pretty much use just the pure golden deer. Sometimes I'll throw Felix in there.
Oh, of course it's Felix. Everyone loves Felix.
Occasionally I'll throw Sylvain in there if I want a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Oh my god.
Like all that stuff. So, but usually it's pretty pure golden deer.
At the ready.
This is another keep it simple chapter. So we used to have like a big setup to move various units throughout the formation and kind of get the perfect gambit off to do this in one turn. But turns out taking 2 turns is actually faster. You just take 1 turn, move your units where you want them, get them set up, and Claude is just gonna go ahead and fly up to the commander here, and hopefully the damage is good.
Ooh, okay, good.
All right.
So he's managed to catch up an okay amount since.
Yeah, I think 29 is the threshold to barely kill him with the Brave Bow. So
yeah.
All right, I think Joe has to head out at this point. But
yeah, that's it for me, guys. I really appreciate you having me on. I really appreciate you running the game. Good luck. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, why don't we have an... Okay. I was gonna ask for an applause, but that works. I think the crowd loved it too, so we really appreciate it. Shout out to Joe on call. This was kind of planned last minute.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
And we definitely thank you for supporting us and giving shout outs to this marathon. Any last words?
Enjoy, everyone.
Yep.
Fear the deer.
Fear the deer.
Fear the deer.
Woo!
Take care, everyone. Enjoy.
You too. Take care. So now we can just start blaming him, right?
Yes.
Dual Black Eagles playthrough now.
So part 2, there is no exploring. It's literally just keep skipping to the end of the month over and over and over.
So would you say this run has a lot of skips?
No.
I guess that wasn't very helpful.
So during these calendar parts would be a good time for donations generally.
Right.
You got it. I have $20 here from Clerical that says, hey, it's Clerical from the Speedrunning Discord. Big shout out to everyone on the Discord. It's been a good community to get into. Can't wait for all the sweet chapters, speedruns for 3 houses there, Kirbymastah. Fear the deer.
Thank you. Fear the deer. Even though my favorite's Blue Lions, but no one knows that.
Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, my favorite's Black Eagles, so...
I wouldn't have known that.
Well, Kirbymastah, I have one here for you then. I have a $100 donation from Silva that says, hello, hi, AGDQ. Thanks for running 3 Houses, a game that has been so much fun to play for the last 6 months. The Fire Emblem series has always been near and dear to my heart since the games first made it to the West, so it's only right I make a donation during this run. I hope to see this game again in the future, GDQ, so we can see all the routes run Sunday. My donation is in honor of the true best house, the Blue Lions.
Woo!
Next time, let's save Dimitri. And as for cancer, kill every last one of them.
All right, so we're into the bridge here. This map is the same on both Golden Deer and the Blue Lions, and it's a kill the commanders map. So Claude is going to be kind of streaking up the map here, and there's 2 commanders in the top left that are going to spawn, and Ladislava in the bottom left. So the positioning that Claris is using is getting Claude in the correct position to kind of manip those various characters into attacking Claude, so Claude can go ahead and counterattack and kind of speed through.
As the legendary Ferdinand of Adrestia.
Ferdinand of
Ferdinand von Ayer. I don't care what you say.
Speed!
Yeah, you get the good level. So I want to specifically go to this spot to stop that paladin from going upwards and attacking my units at the top.
No, don't you dare.
Retreat, Ladislava. Tell Her Majesty about this.
We've already sent him.
In that case, please, even if I die, you must protect this area.
It's okay. We still have Biles von Ayer.
Unlucky for him.
So, Ladislava had a chance of gambiting him, which fortunately did not happen.
Yeah,
So,
this chapter can go very wrong if Ladislava just decides to gambit Claude over and over and over.
yeah, so
That was good.
yeah, that went
Really well. In practice, this went kind of south really badly. This is one of those chapters where a lot can
managed
go
to beat
wrong.
in 3 turns. Ferdinand von Ayer died. Oh well.
Yep.
Got time for some donations?
Yeah.
I have a $10 donation here from Demeter that says, maybe the real Ferdinand von Ayer is the money we raise to help prevent cancer. In which case, I am Ferdinand von Ayer.
How could you possibly think the donation belongs to me?
I have a $30 donation here from Pebble that says, had to donate during a speedrun of my favorite game of 2019. Huge shout out to the couch. I've already learned so many new things about the game I will use for my second playthrough. Black Eagle Strike Force for life.
So yeah, Claude just got his like master class equivalent. So now he's even better than he already
just
was.
got like 1 extra strength, 1 extra speed, and 1 extra move.
It's kind of good.
Yeah.
Professor.
So what's more broken than a 7-move flyer with bows and pass? An 8-move one.
I think we have time for one more donation.
Yeah, squeeze in a quick one.
Sure thing. I've got a $10 donation here from Mattyistic that says, "Fear the deer." So very excited for 3 houses to be at AGDQ. Looking forward to a great run. Go Claris.
Thanks.
Go Claris. All right, so if you remember that massive route chapter we did back in part 1, this is basically that, except an actual war. So we're going to be fighting the Black Eagles and the Blue Lions, and actually be killing students, unfortunately.
But instead of it being a route chapter, it's now a kill the commanders route.
And instead of killing our own students, we're killing other students.
Unfortunately, unlike Dimitri's wish to kill every last one of them, we will just be going straight for Aelgard and Dimitri and ending the chapter.
So you're saying we're going to be killing every last boss?
Sure.
We do have an unfortunate casualty of war on this chapter.
Bryonato is easily my favorite character in the game. I love her so much, and
The said stay back. I wish I could have at least died at home. Not in this big, stupid field.
I'm sorry.
We must be running to protect it, though.
She gave me a brave bow, though.
All in the name of speed.
Let's make this quick.
That was Sethia's crazy magic stat.
Yeah, Lysithea always gets crazy magic. She is really absurd. And now I want to gambit them, so they will not attack me on enemy phase.
Nice.
Thankfully, Petra didn't die. Petra is not having the death today.
So yeah, this map is just completed by splitting up Claude and Violet to go take out the 2 commanders.
And we also hit kind of a trigger where Dimitri will start charging towards us, along with his entire army, which is nice because it brings Dimitri a lot closer to Violet.
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be able to reach him this turn without complicating things a ton. Okay. Sometimes things could go badly there, so...
Hey, fail not. It kind of has spear range. Nice.
And that's the chapter.
So we have a handful of chapters left, but since we have a calendar coming up, I think we can squeeze in 2 or 3 donations here.
You got it. I have a $25 donation here from Mittens MD that says, "Go Claris, you are doing amazing."
Thanks.
I have a $100 donation here from PatPat1567 that says, "3 Houses was my first Fire Emblem game. I fell in love with it so quickly. This has been really fun so far. While my only house left is Golden Deer, I don't feel like I've been spoiled on the story, which is the best part of this run."
You're welcome.
Yeah. I've got a $50 here from Divide0185 that says, "Been donating every GDQ so far. Let's keep it up on one of my favorite games of last year. Spent a lot of time on this game, and after I finished one route, I decided to look up a speed run, and it was like 2 hours. I was pretty amazed that it could be done so quickly. Put this towards the Pokemon Blue task, because more games can never hurt."
Are there any incentives that we want to advertise coming up soon after this run?
Let's see here. We have a challenge for the Sun and Moon upgrade to all bosses that has not been met. It only needs to hit $5,000, and we're at 4,200 right now.
You heard him. All right, so this upcoming chapter is, I think it's the Death Knight one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Where we have to beat the Death Knight and actually kill him, except not really.
So, Claude just got bow crit plus 10, which, 10 extra crit is super useful. Especially when you hit 4 times in a turn with a brave bow.
On top of Claude already having some of the best dexterity and luck stats in the game, which gives more crit. I don't think his battalion gives crit. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's just a void.
I don't think so.
I know Cetus gives a lot of hit and a crit, but Claude's doesn't. But that's okay. His crit rate's going to be 40 or 50.
Yeah, so this map is kind of awkward because you have a split deployment. So Claude is going to start in the top right of the map, whereas the rest of your army is in the bottom right of the map. And your mission is to kill the Death Knight in the center of the map. So you would think you have 5 people in the bottom, you have 1 in the top right. Which one do you think we're going to use?
Quiz time.
Chapter ready.
There's also an important item pickup that Claris is going to get here.
Yeah.
Onward.
That's not right.
Yeah, so if Claude wasn't already dodgy enough at this point, she's going to be picking up the Evasion Ring, which, when equipped, gives plus 10 avoid. So Claude's going to become even a better dodge tank. And with how the hit rates work in this game, plus 10 avoid is actually a pretty big deal because the difference of going from 30 hit to 20 hit is actually more like the chance of going from like a 25 hit down to like 10 hit because of how the 2 iron system works.
Yeah, by the end of this, Claude is
How
taking...
long's it been? 5 years?
As antisocial as ever.
She has not gotten strength in like.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
You just got to say it, and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We need more people raising those strength signs, evidently.
So that just blew up. So yeah. Oh well.
I mean, it's not as bad as setting a city on fire, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, this is when like the true villain of the story is kind of introduced for Golden Deer.
Got that.
But for now, we're
donation?
still going to attack Edelgard, so.
Yep, so we got time for some more donations.
Yep.
I have a $250 donation here from Brandon. It says, really enjoying this Fire Emblem run. Nice work, Claris and Couch.
Thanks.
I have a $10 donation here from Edelgard von Hrestveld. I dislike 2 things. The unjust crest system upheld by the nobility, the Church of Saros, and cancer. So let's beat both. I have a $20 donation here from Tau Manifesto that says, Fire Emblem has been my favorite franchise ever, and now that we have some of my favorite runners ever on the couch, with Joe on as well, I have to donate. Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
And we can squeeze in one more before the chapter.
Sure. I have a $30 donation here from Mochico88 that says, my wife and I are so happy for the run and are representing our favorite houses with our house shirts right now. I'm definitely excited that the best house won, so I can say, fear the deer. So awesome that Joe chimed in, by the way. We love his streams.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so this is one of the most annoying chapters in the game because you have to defeat the Death Knight again. But this time, Death Knight is on a Stronghold tile, which gives him 40 more avoid. So...
Claude's hit rates are going to be not very good, so we're generally going to be relying on a crit to take out the Death Knight, because there's no way you're going to land all the hits.
Yeah, this map was like a complete nightmare to route. The Death Knight in the middle is just completely juiced up. This is basically his final form. And then you have to take out Hubert, who is all the way on the south side of the map. So getting somebody all the way down this gigantic map is kind of a problem. So we had to kind of go back and forth with various warp strats, dance strats, etc. And this is the strat that Claris landed on, just getting that crit strat in there. It makes it a little bit more consistent, but as you can see, not 100% consistent.
Yeah, so I did manage to hit, which is good, but I didn't get the crit. So now I'm going to use the Brave Bow and hopefully hit one.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So again, 33 hit is actually more like a 20% chance to hit, so she landed a 20% chance on the first 2 chances. Oh yeah, by the way, Claude has passed. So,
yeah.
Whoop.
So yeah, Claude is dodge tanking some more units here. He's basically solo taking on armies by himself.
We must.
And that's the Inbar infiltration. Now,
Congratulations.
This is generally every
chapter has like a monastery month.
every route has one set of missions where it has 2 missions in 1 month. So we are not going to go back to the monastery. We're not going to see the calendar. We are just going to go straight into the next mission, which is to kill Edelgard. I'm sorry. Boo!
So this is an indoor map, and it's a pretty big map, and we have to kind of go all the way to the top to reach Edelgard. And it's also blocked by a door that we have to open. But thankfully, we have Lysithea with Warp to just kind of skip that and not have to bother getting a door key.
Yeah. This mission, when done casually, just takes forever. There are enemies all over the place. You have to kind of navigate this little bit of a maze of a map, and taking out some of these guys is really, really difficult.
I've seen some casual Let's Plays just cheese this map on their first try because it's like,
it
Warp,
becomes,
stride, dance, there you go.
Yeah, it becomes very obvious what you can do with those abilities.
Yep, you saw stride, you saw a dance, you saw a warp, and now chapter over.
Yeah, there's that weird delay when you enter the
Your idea,
center area for the
perhaps
first
still.
time. Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Ow. You know, 50 speed Claude. That's 50 avoid right there. Not a big deal.
First try every time.
So yeah, Aelgard died, so the war's over, so the game's over. The end.
But wait.
We haven't
there's
seen the
more?
game's final form.
Oh, so now we have to go fight those who slither in the dark, which is the best name ever. Thank you, Hubert. You're
Thank you, Hubert. There's like a lot. Basically, those who slither in the dark are a lot of kind of the real bad guys behind a lot of the conflict in this game.
so naturally you only really fight them in one route.
Yeah, pretty much. Those who slither in the dubstep. I like that.
So I think we got time for a couple more donations while
Yeah,
we
good
navigate the calendar.
You got it. I have a $25 donation here from Waifu Wars. It says, a Fire Emblem Three Houses speedrun? Iger just had to donate. I have a $10 donation
hold
here
on.
from... Oh,
This is important.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Did I make you wait? I ran as fast as I could.
All right, very important. We have to know the right answers for this tea time. Otherwise, you're not a true speedrunner.
Yeah, this is the most serious part of the run.
And we're not going to use any notes either. We're not going to cheat with Seren's Forest. I know he likes cats.
Working together, totally.
Nice. I don't know.
Thanks for everything. That's totally gotta be it.
Oh, yes. Wow, nice.
2 for 2.
Ooh, that's hard. Dying partners.
I would assume
Dining partners.
I
Dining
think.
partners.
Oh! I mean,
Sorry,
Afraid it
Claude.
stayed too long. Thanks for the tea. Let's plan to do this again sometime.
thanks, Joe. Oh, we just got one.
Why does he like gardening mishap?
There is always
Gardening mishaps?
That was a very important tea time.
So yeah, fun fact, you sometimes get a point of charm if you engage in tea time. Sometimes you don't. I don't know how or when or why, but
I
yeah.
don't get it either.
Charm is typically a pretty good stat casually because it increases your hit rates with gambits and avoid. It makes a pretty big difference because each point of charm is +5 hit, +5 avoid with gambits. But since we want to avoid any chances of getting hit by gambits at all in the first place, charm isn't really a relevant stat for the most part in a speedrun.
Yeah. So this next mission, you have another split deployment where you have units kind of in every corner of the map. Fortunately, Claude is awesome and can just kind of get warped over the interior wall. And then in the middle of the map, there's an extra door to kind of get to the final commander.
Yeah, so this will take a few turns, unfortunately, but Claude is Claude and just takes care of everything.
But we get to hear the best sound, the best song in the entire game.
those big things.
That's my strategy.
Are there any Alexithia fans?
Quick.
I recommend you turn your face away.
No, this is the best part of the run for Lysithia fans. She does the fantastic job of warping Claude inward. Whoops. And everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
If only I
That is depressing.
Yay, Claude got a level!
Claude's motivation is maxed out. Conveniently enough, this guy with the gambit has a door key that we can just pick up. So yeah, nice.
So I just sent Claude's equipped weapon to Convoy, which means he does not have a weapon equipped right now. That is good because that means all the enemies with battalions nearby, instead of using gambits, they'll just attack normally. So I can't get rattled.
And we don't care about killing those units on enemy phase, and Claude can just move through them because he's Claude, so.
Yeah, he has pass, so I don't need to worry about getting them.
If it was any other lord, you would have to kill all of them, so. All right, the last chapter is coming up. Yeah, I guess this is the last time we can squeeze in like a donation or two.
Yeah.
You got it. I have a $25 donation here from Alias Guy that says, although this isn't the Blue Lions, I am thoroughly enjoying this run. Now, if only I could actually finish the game at this speed.
I don't recommend it. Like, I spent 80 hours on my first playthrough.
I've got a $50 donation here from Stitzman that says, Fear the Deer. Watching this game be obliterated is amazing. Let's see those bosses.
You're going to see a lot of bosses soon.
Yes.
Well, behind a black screen.
You'll see some of them.
You'll see some of them.
I've got a $50 donation here from Space Chaser that says, great to see one of my favorite games from last year played for such a great cause. Though, please tell me something. Someone is working on a save as many students as possible run.
Just play on classic. Or casual.
Teach.
Yeah, so Claude just asked to change his goals in the very last month of the run because that's totally the best time to decide.
Did he ask, most importantly, did he ask to change his goal from bows to bows? Because I missed that part.
No, I'm pretty sure it's something involving flying.
Oh, boo.
All
right, so last chapter coming up. So this is the finale of the Golden Deer, and it is to defeat the Commander chapter, which is to defeat Nemesis. But he's protected by a barrier that only goes away once you defeat all 10 of the elite heroes. So this is effectively a defeat all commanders chapter, where you have to kill 10 bosses and then Nemesis.
Yeah.
And they're all wielding these really scary legendary weapons, but Claude is Claude, so he's just gonna kind of slaughter all of them by himself, most of them.
Yeah, so there is a little bit more setup needed for this one, though. So, like, instead of just using Dance and Stride and a Flyer and Overpowered Lords, we have to use Retribution, which is an additional gambit that's going to allow our heroes to attack from, counterattack from any range.
For 5 turns. It's one of the most broken gambits in the game, too. Yeah, it's really broken.
Simply just because this map has so many enemies that we have to kill, kind of going around to each of them is pretty inefficient, so having them come to us and counterattack is way faster.
It also allows you to counterattack units that attack you up to 10 tiles away.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And Claris has also routed out this map, so we do have some additional units in this map, and Claris is doing some very specific positioning here to, unfortunately, to unfortunately wipe out as many of those students as possible, because if they keep having turns, that wastes time. So by getting them killed off as early as possible in this map, you save a ton of time over just having them live throughout.
Last thing to note is that she's using the Fail Nut, which is Claude's personal legendary weapon. It's very powerful and has free range, as we've seen before. But most notably, it has a combat art called Fallen Star. It is a very powerful one-shot attack with high crit that basically makes it so during the enemy phase, Violet is guaranteed to dodge whatever hits her. Claude is guaranteed to dodge the first attack that hits him, which is really nice for survivability. Ooh.
Oh! Oh! I will forget that one.
Mother, protect me.
Look, the swamp cleared.
What's my strategy?
So this is Violet's main job on this map, is to kill this one commander.
Yep.
No.
She's not setting a very good example. 54 speed. 54 speed.
5 point.
Good thing Seth is not here.
Seth is here.
Oh, is he still there? Oh, he's still alive. Okay.
Yeah.
For now.
For now.
Oh, that's
not good.
That's not good.
Oof.
Oh well. Hopefully they'll just die this turn.
Hey, just
Why bother caring about his counterattack when you get a crit?
And you can see at this point, Claude just has an insane crit chance. So using that is going to be very important.
43 dexterity, 31 luck. That's what? Roughly almost 40 base crit without any modifiers?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Very important to turn animations on for this.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No. This style. Thank you.
Fallen Star. Crit, 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 crit. Aww.
So this is important strat. I am specifically getting Nemesis off of his tile, and then I'm going to take it next turn. Assuming he's still alive. Then.
Yes. There is a chance that Claude can just go ahead and crit and one-shot.
Strategy in motion. Time will be coming up soon.
Bye, Seth. So everyone's dead except for Von Eyre and Claude.
Oof. Yeah, Nemesis likes to dodge.
Yeah, so he'll die next turn. A bit unlucky, but whatever.
Yeah, Claude just whittles him down over the course of a couple turns. Ooh.
So close.
The moment has arrived! Time will be on fade out soon.
Yeah.
We'll give you the time.
What's your final level?
More battles means
Magic!
More strength. She gets magic.
And
that one seems
time.
GG.
That is a very,
That was
very good
fantastic.
Golden Deer sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that run went.
And again, shout out to Joe for joining us on the call. It was really fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, we had a really good time. So yeah, any shout outs you want to make during this epic cutscene?
Shouts to all the voice actors for how great they made this.
allow me to fix
play.
that.
Shouts to the speedrunning community. They've done so much work on optimizing the routes and everything. Really pushed it down as far as it's gotten, and it's been a huge help. Any shouts any of you want to make?
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to the entire Fire Emblem speedrunning community and Fire Emblem players as a whole. There's been a lot of people, more than just like just couch people here, who have contributed a run. I feel like if I start naming people, I'm going to forget someone, but
Yeah.
there's been a lot of people who contributed a run, whether minor or major. Every bit helps. Speedrunning is ultimately a collaborative effort to see what you see here today. And so we are thankful for every person who has helped with the routes.
If you're interested in speedrunning Fire Emblem games, there is a Discord that you can join. Just go to speedrun.com, go to the Fire Emblem games, and you can go and click that link and hop right in. It's a pretty accessible game to speedrun, and it is definitely a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it may look intimidating, which there is a lot to know, but really, like, there's a lot of people available to help out, to give you tips and advice, and there are notes for a lot of the Fire Emblem games as well. There is a channel for pretty much every Fire Emblem game out for speedrunning, so it's a small community, but it's cozy.
And one final shout to Lucina here, who has done so much help in this commentary.
Future historians will refer
So
to this day as the
that's
new
it for us.
dawn
So
of photo.
thanks everyone for having us.
No doubt.
This was a fantastic run.
Absolutely amazing run. GG, Claris.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Ferdinand von Eyre.
To you
Yeah.
now, Teach.
Shout out to Ferdinand von Eyre, the legitimate son of the Irish family.
All right, thank you for that excellent run, Claris. That was great. Just want to get one quick donation in here. $1,000 donation from PM148. I was loving this Fire Emblem run, and then Lysithia died. How could you? All right, I've been Chris from Florida, and I'm going to play a Twitch ad and then pass this on over to Muffin. So thank you for having me, GDQ.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Welcome back to AGDQ, powered by Twitch. My screen name is CovertMuffin, and I'm going to be leading up the hosting station for the next run. Yeah, all right. Hey, guys. That being said, I'm getting word from the people behind the scenes that we have an excellent interview with none other than Bryonato and TheFunCannon, who are going to be running a co-op run of Wolfenstein Youngblood just after this run, and that is going to be heading on over to Keizaron. Take it away, man.
What's up, AGDQ? Keizaron's back here. I'm so sorry. But I am here with Bryonato, and I'm here with Mr. FunCannon, and I can't wait to talk about Slidey McGunny. Like, it's gonna be such a cool trick, and I'm just like, please tell me more.
That's tomorrow, dude.
Wait, what?
Controls tomorrow. This is Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. Come on.
Oh,
That's 24 hours from now.
So Wolfenstein. Yeah, let's talk about Wolfenstein. Wasn't that like really bad commercially?
Yeah, it was.
It didn't get the best critical reception. I think it's because it ended up getting played solo a lot, and like solo, it just wasn't super great at launch. Co-op, it was like a respectable game, but even better than co-op as a casual playthrough, it's actually a really sick speedrun, which is something that I think surprised both of us.
Definitely. It was a bit of a departure from the Wolfenstein series in general, in that there's leveling and there's kind of bullet sponges and stuff like that, but it's still really, really entertaining in like some of the best ways. Like, there's movement, there's out of bounds, there's all sorts of really cool fights and all that type of stuff.
There's stealth.
Yeah.
It's a stealth game at the end of the speedrun.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Speed run.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Well, you might.
Well, okay. I'll be proven wrong, clearly.
Yeah.
So, kind of like, talk about the origins of how you guys actually got together. Like, why did you decide on Wolfenstein, and what made you two decide, hey, I want you as my partner for this?
Yeah, I kind of knew I've been wanting to try a co-op run for a while, and I know you've done that for a long time. But I was really fond of the first two games in the Wolfenstein reboot, I guess 3, casually, New Order, New Colossus. And so when I saw that they were releasing a co-op one, I didn't really know anything about it, but I was like, this might be kind of a cool co-op run. So I had reached out to a couple people and got mixed responses, but I was actually just hanging out in FunCannon's room at AGDQ2020. And I told him about it, and I was like, hey, do you want to like give this a shot? We can obviously do a casual first. I just want somebody to play through it with, and then we can go from there and see. And so we like tentatively agreed to it, and then after we did the casual playthrough, we did the bulk of the routing, I would say, right when it came out.
Pretty much. We beat it the first time, and it started within, what, a week or less than that, really.
Something like that, yeah.
We started trying to do runs, and we looked at the first couple of people to do runs and decided what we can do better, which was
everything. Everything. But, yeah, the first runs were just like really brute force to like go everywhere at level 5 and then just try not to get one-shotted, you know. But yeah, I think we had it within a week. Within a week we were doing runs. The routing was extremely fun. I had not really been a part of a new game and like finding everything like instantly like that. It was really cool.
And I'd imagine like trying to line up real life schedules and stuff was kind of a pain.
Yes.
It wasn't as bad at the start, but as things went on, yeah, I mean, we both work a lot, and then we live on literal opposite sides of the country, so.
Pretty much coast to coast, yeah.
So I would just like send them my work schedule for the week, like these are the exact times I'm available, like please, I hope these work, yeah.
We'd make like one of those like 4.
Usually, yeah, there was a while there when we were grinding for record attempts that we would get like 1 day in a week, basically, but we just kept going at it, so yeah.
Now, as you mentioned, you've done a lot of co-op runs.
Yes.
So for anyone at home, including myself, because I want to pick up some co-op runs with my good buddy Jay Hobbs, how do you approach that? Like, what like draws you to the co-op, and second, like how do you approach like the routing process and like other than schedule aside, like just tackling the game?
Well, it really opens up a lot of options with co-op runs because depending on the game, there's a lot of times to split up and do multiple different things at the same time. And that's just a completely different mentality that you have to think about. And really, you just kind of have to look for people that have a very similar mindset to yourself in like how you approach things. It doesn't have to be the same because you can approach things from different angles and like that. But it's, for me, incredibly fun and incredibly rewarding because there's just nothing like both you and someone else, or 3, 4 people, depending on whatever game you're playing, or 6 for Destiny. You know. So
That was rad.
everybody getting the same trick. It's just that much more gratifying. And so just find people that have similar schedules, find people that have similar mentalities, that like the same games you like, and try it out. It's really, really, really fun.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah, it was a very refreshing experience for me because up until then, speedrunning was very much a solo experience for me. So this being my first time, it's definitely like a different, it hits different when both people do the trick at the same time. And it's been awesome doing like practice here in person for the first time, and like just having like an actual like physical connection. Like, yo, did we hit the trick? And then we pound. Yeah, it's just, it's nice. So it's really fun. Yeah.
And I will say one other thing. It does sometimes take a lot more patience.
Yeah.
Because one day you might be playing your best and it's awesome, but then your partner is just having a terrible day.
Yeah.
They miss everything.
We've been on both sides of that. Yeah.
And you just have to be patient with them because you know it's going to flip at some point.
It's harder not to be harder on yourself too when you're the one that's slowing everyone down. Yeah.
It definitely gives you a different perspective on the speedrunning process in general.
Yeah.
Right. Now, let's go to some social media here because we do have a few questions here, and hopefully we get a couple more. Come on, guys, let's send some at home. So we do have @Meads Streams. That's a lot of Z's. Why did you decide to run this particular game? We kind of got
touched
a little
on that
bit
a little
of a general answer.
Yeah. I think, after we did the casual playthrough, we just started routing it, and it was okay at the start. Back then we were still doing a ton of grinding. Like we would play similar segments over and over and over. And it was okay, and then we eventually started just routing out a lot of the crap, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So, and we found like some movement tech that was really, really cool. The movement in this game, actually, it's not anywhere near as complicated, but it looks like Mirror's Edge, to kind of put that in perspective. So we're doing a lot of like, we'll look to a sharp angle to the side and then dash off, and then we do like a skim off the ground. It's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in general, we kind of just tried it out. It's like a lot of speedrunning in general. You don't really know why you're going for a certain game, other than you both are like, maybe.
Yeah.
And so we just tried it out, and it ended up more fun the longer we were going at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we also have from KZ Fruit.
I love KZ. He's one of my favorite people.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if I was like expecting a meme or not. Do you see yourself running other co-op games together?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of the question at all. It just depends on what that game is.
I definitely think in terms of our speedrunning abilities, we have a very good set of chemistry that makes it so we can improve very quickly with each other.
Any like particular genres besides what you're doing now that you might be exploring?
I don't know. I mean, I can't really. I mean, that's mainly my shtick, is I run a lot of shooters, and you run a lot of shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, first-person games in general. Yeah. I don't really think anything's out of the question. It's just like, what's the right fit going to be?
Yeah. And there's always less co-op games, so the variety is a little bit lower. Yeah. But
that's fair.
We'll probably find something out.
Yeah, maybe you guys can get another run into GDQ, and then I can interview you again and do a little bit of a better job. So,
you're doing great, Keys. You're doing
nah,
great, man.
nonsense. So from @WaterBendover, any particular sections we should be watching for during your run? I should screen that name next time.
It's okay. We're both thinking of the same thing.
Absolutely.
There's one segment at the end of the game. We're not under-leveled for too much of it, but there's one at the end where we're like 10 levels under. So we're playing on the easiest difficulty, but we're still getting one-shotted. And it's this room that we can't skip, and we have to fight. And so basically, when we've been doing practice runs, all of our comms just deteriorate, or not our comms, our commentary just deteriorates, and it's just hardcore communication, us trying not to get blown up. And it's very tense, and it's really, really cool. It's at the end of Lab X.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Fru get another one here, just because we have to have a meme. So could you compare and contrast co-op speedrunning to piloting a Jake mech in Pacific Rim?
To an extent. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if the speedrun is the Jaeger and both of us are the pilots, yeah.
Yeah. If one person doesn't do well, the entire thing doesn't do well.
Yeah,
so.
and there's a bit of that silent communication too, where when you play with somebody enough, you just like know what they're going to be doing.
They're going to be doing, and you know that they're going to get it.
Yeah, and how you can support them. Yeah.
Now here's a question that I actually really, really like here. So this is V. What are some of your favorite co-op speed strats that require both people to pull it off?
That's Rocket Garden, by the way, Vince. Hi, Vince. Love you.
Hi, Vince.
Yeah, you can take that one first.
Pretty much any of the transitions for like elevators and stuff like that. There's so much where you have to use the invincibility from one person or another to actually open the doors, and there's a lot of communication that has to go into those situations.
Yeah, there's a lot of forced co-op segments in Youngblood, so to open these doors, both people need to be there to pull them open, but if only one person's on there, if they take any damage, they get pushed off.
Yep.
So there's a lot of coordination, whether it's like blocking shots or we have power-ups we can give each other that make us invulnerable temporarily. There's a lot of communication there, and when we get through a very difficult segment where there's a lot of enemies and we're taking a lot of damage and we just get through, that's pretty rewarding.
Yep. I look forward to seeing that for sure. Now, I'm going to pick up this wonderful prize here real quick and actually make you two hold it.
Oh,
the power of teamwork.
the co-op prize hold. Yes.
So this is for Fire Emblem. It is the Blue Lion's portrait. I mean, it's a beautiful portrait right there. And for a $20 minimum donation, up until Wolfenstein Youngblood, you can actually get this. So I would recommend doing it before I try to get it myself, because I actually really like this. I did learn from Sent recently that those are people and not lions. But I do have one more quick question.
How did you get that confused?
Okay.
Well, listen, man, it's called Blue Lions.
Okay, your question.
So,
I'm sorry.
it's not Control, right?
No,
Okay.
it's Control's tomorrow. This is definitely Wolfenstein.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. Anyway, I've been Keizaron. This is Brian. This is fun. And this was fun.
Nice.
Awesome. Looking forward to that co-op action coming up in a bit. All right, that was an excellent interview. Thank you so much, Keizaron. That being said, we're getting a lot of love coming in here from the donations. Thank you guys so much. So first we have $5 from Kits that says, this was a good week to be sick and off work. Here's $5. Thank you so much, Kits. Every single little bit helps. We also have $25 from Noel that says, first ever donation. Less cancer and more games, please. Well, yes, indeed. Here we are raising money for Prevent Cancer Foundation. And oh my goodness, is that special guest Dr. Muffin? Why, yes, indeed, it is. It is me, Dr. Muffin. Oh, wow, Dr. Muffin. So we may not have the money to directly donate constantly until maybe a paycheck or something. Is there some other way that we could actually send money to Prevent Cancer Foundation? Why, yes, thank you for asking me that question, Covert. Well, it seems that if you have an Amazon Prime, that you could send your Prime subscription for free. And this is actually going to send money directly to the charity itself. Wow, that's amazing. Is there any other way? Well, why, yes, you could actually gift other subs so they could actually spam emotes like PogChamp in the chat. Oh my goodness, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Muffin. That was very informative. That being said, we have some really exciting incentives to work towards. Upcoming in multiple hours is going to be an upgrade to all levels for 140. And if you know just how epic V input-output is in general, you would absolutely want to see them play more content. So get those donations coming in and put it towards some incentive that you would like to see unlocked.